Hey guys, good morning. It's Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. Welcome to the daily forecast. This is for all signs. It is a daily forecast collective reading that's to be used by anybody who sees it whenever you see it. It's originally created for Monday, the 13th of December. But if you're seeing it on a date that's different than that date, that's okay. The message here may apply to your life as you're seeing it rather than when it was originally created for. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of flexibility with my readings. I believe that readings, messages from spirit, messages from tarot, divination messages, they have a way of finding us when we need them rather than, when they were originally created for. So keep that flexibility, okay? There's hundreds of readings on my channel from the last few years that I've been doing this. If you pick a random date and that message makes sense to you, run with it. Use it, apply it to your life. Allow it to give you insight if it does, if it feels applicable. Please feel free to use it. That's the whole point of this channel, is to help people get a fresher perspective, more optimism, more belief, better manifestation, whatever it is that you might be seeking in your life, happiness, contentment, just peace of mind and validation. That's the point of these readings, guys. So use them when you see them. But for those of you that watch me regularly, this is the Monday, the December 13th reading after yesterday's reading, which was for the week, the underpinning energy of the week of the 12th through the 18th, which I'm not really familiar with the 12-12-21 portal. I get the significance of the numbers. It's 12-12. I'm filming this the morning of 12-12. And it's in the year 1921. What the hell am I talking about? It's in the year of 2021. So I get the sort of the numerical kind of patterning that's happening there. I don't know exactly the true honest meaning behind this portal. I've seen other people post about it. What I do find interesting about this portal, and I didn't really catch on to it during yesterday's reading, is that it ends in a full moon. And I believe that full moon is in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's kind of interesting to me too, is that we're ending out the week, because portals, full moons, new moons, all of that, usually they have a few days leading up where we begin to feel the effects. Then the full or new moon will hit. And then there's a few days after, like 2 or 3 days after, where the effects ramp down or still continue to be at play. So whatever this 12-12-21 portal means to you, or go and Google it, Google it and find the answer that feels the most right to you. Whatever that signifies for you, know that it's ending in a full moon, which is a pretty powerful planetary position, right? Full moons are about releasing. We did have a solar eclipse at the beginning of the month in the sign of Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, we had the new moon in the sign of Sagittarius on the 4th of this month. So now the moon's about to hit full in the sign of Gemini. So there could be another significant shift, plus this 12-12-21 portal. So I don't want to purport that I understand the full meaning of what this could be bringing, but I do know that yesterday's reading collectively, the cards seemed rather intense as far as declaring what we wanted, taking a stand in that declaration, not only physically, but from also a place of spirit, and really owning it, and then allowing the universe to kind of answer our call. And so I think something is afoot. Watch yesterday's video if you didn't. It's going to be down in the lower left-hand corner once I finish editing this video, and it will give you a little better perspective of what I'm talking about. But this is, again, for the 13th of December, Monday morning. Like I say with all of my videos, please check out the drop-down menu so that you're aware of how I want you to utilize my videos and what I want you to think about while utilizing them. I'm not here to make decisions for you guys. I'm here to help you to kind of see, hopefully, a more optimistic, wider visioned future or possibility out there for you. That's my purpose. And I want to give hope where there may not be any. I want to give guidance where some may feel lost. But I don't want to take the lesson from you. Does that make sense? So if you're a new viewer to me, or if you're somebody that is here seeking guidance and insight into a situation in your life, if these cards apply to that situation in your life, please feel free to use them. But always use your own highest and best judgment while using them. The point of these readings is to empower you to see yourself in a more true light as to who you actually are and how amazing you are. Does that make sense? I know it's a little long-winded, but I feel like I need to reestablish this as we go through the end of December and into the new year. Last night, I spent most of the night creating new thumbnails for the channel because I'm going to switch them all over at the first of the year. I'm going to be making a bunch of changes to the channel. Nothing super major, just slight changes so that the channel feels different. Like I want a renewal with the channel. I really want this channel to grow and to assist and help others. And so I'm hoping that maybe a rejuvenation of energy for me and for this channel may help that to come about. So that being said, if you enjoy this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It greatly helps me. Leave me a question or comment. Even if that question is hey babe, are you single? I'll answer it. I'm ready to mingle. Shit. Or, if that question is, I didn't quite understand when you said this, does that mean this could happen? I will attempt to try and answer it for you. I'm also available for private readings, and all that information is in my Linktree link. You would hit that link and it would show you where to find me on Facebook, where to find me on Instagram, how to use PayPal to PayPal me for a private reading. All of that stuff is readily available to you whenever you want it. It can also give you better, deeper, greater, more specific insight into your specific situation. Okay, guys? So let's see what the card is for this morning. So we have the Four of Swords. I love this. Look at the bears protecting her. This is a really beautiful deck. This was given to me by a friend and a viewer. Her name is Vicky. And she asked me about this deck months ago. And she's like, have you ever worked with this deck? And I was like, no, I'm not really familiar with it. And she's like, I think you would like it. I'm going to send it to you because I have an Amazon wish list that's also on the Linktree. If you ever want to send me a deck, you can feel free to do so. I use those decks because I think the decks, different artwork and different artist visions also create different emotions within me. And so like with this particular Four of Swords, which is very much meditative, very much going inward, right? Which is a message of the swords. Swords is the element of air, that of the mind, and that of communication. Right? But I love that she's in this bear's den. She's vulnerable, right? She doesn't have a whole lot of clothing on, right? So to me, that indicates a vulnerability or a need to let down walls, that sort of a thing. She feels safe. She's also protected by these three bears. To me, the significance of the three is mind, body, and spirit, right? These are her internal, voices, so to speak, within her. They're the strength that exists within her and within each and every one of us, right? Let's say we have our mind, our body, and then our spirit presiding over us. And they look over her as she withdraws and she decides to rest, meditate, think about, where she's at and where is she heading? Where does she want to be? Creating that clarity. I love the fish down here. I mean, that's just me being Pisces, right? But a fish also indicates to me it's a water swimming animal. So therefore, it takes me to this place of emotions, right? And so we've got our mind, our body, and our spirit all kind of covering us, securing us, aligning together and working together to protect us as we center ourselves, become more grounded, and understand our emotions at a deeper, more profound level, right? From all of that growth in our thoughts, perspectives, communications, can be achieved, a strength in that growth can happen. That's the strength of those trees, the balance and the, to me, fours indicate this idea of stability, right? If we don't take this time for ourselves to withdraw, especially during the winter period, which is when animals naturally hibernate, especially bears for that matter. If we don't take that time during our week to kind of go inward and check in with ourselves, we're just a fucking hot mess. We're running around banging in walls and freaking out and pissed off that, like, Norma at work didn't like give us our coffee the right way, or who the hell knows what our issue is. But if we're making that our issue, we're missing so much more of what's going on internally. And this card is saying, don't do that to yourself. Go inward. Listen to the mind, body, spirit. Bring them together. Listen to the emotions. Don't fear them. Connect with them. Clarify them. Strengthen them. Line them up like the Four Swords, right? Organize them and put them to work for you rather than against you, right? And the reason why I say that is in the weekly reading that just happened yesterday, we had that beautiful card, which was the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is always, to me, about defending one's stance. But that card, if you go back and look at it, it was about making a very true and clear declaration of who we are and what we need, what we want, and how we want it to be in our world. Not only at a physical level, but at a very much a deep spiritual level. And I think that we attain that knowledge, that wisdom, that perspective, that desire from doing this very work here that we see in this Four of Swords, which is going inward, understanding and appreciating ourselves, even if we're a little messy. I'm a little messy. I'm going to be honest. I cry. I'm lonely. I have my issues. But if I don't sit with those issues and try and, how do I want to say this? I don't necessarily always understand them or appreciate them, but I try and sit with them and let them be as they are without any outside influence. And that usually helps me to somewhat heal them, become more comfortable with them, have more ease of movement with them. And it eases up in my life, if that makes sense. Like yesterday, I had a very interesting conversation with another friend / viewer that was really beneficial. Right? And if she's out there watching this, she knows who I'm talking about, right? But we spent a good hour and a half on the phone just kind of checking in, and I was able to get honest with her about some of my own issues, right? Because just because I sit here and I read cards for you guys doesn't mean my life is perfect. Doesn't mean that I have all of the answers. Doesn't mean that I don't have to go into my own cave from time to time and get my thoughts clear so that I can better communicate into my world what it is that I want, right? So that's what this card is telling me today for me and for those of you out there that might be feeling similar to me. And that similarity can be around many different situations for you. It can be around a troubled relationship. It can be around a relationship with your mother, which I can relate to that. Or it can be around, a situation at work. But whatever it is, today is the day to not disappear, not run away, but to withdraw for your own healing, for your own clarity, for your own strengthening, right? For your own emotional balance. I love that fish is below her, meaning like we ground our emotions through doing this, through clearing our thoughts, through connecting our mind, body, spirit, and through taking that rest, giving ourselves that grace, right? It's the beginning of the week. Let's start it off, not necessarily slow, but centered and at peace with who we are. So therefore, we can be at peace with whomever and wherever everybody else is at, right? It won't necessarily matter to us as much. We won't be caught up in what the fuck Norma's doing, quite frankly, because Norma ain't even on our radar. All right. So let's see what the healing... the Heal Yourself Oracle has to say, because we want to get in any last minute healing that we can this month of December before the year is out and we start the new 2022 year, which is going to be, I think it's going to be a bang up year. All right, we see our girlfriend again today, Alchemy. She was with yesterday's reading. She is the underpinning energy of this week. She is that card number 25, which numerologically balances to that 7, right? Sevens to me are about making that conscious choice. She holds that light at her heart, that jar in her hand, that fire of spirit is working behind her. She looks us directly in the eye. She is seated and relaxed. She is aware of what she needs, how she wants it, and how she wants to create it. We become aware of that by doing this Four of Swords energy work, right? By going inward, by clearing our mind, by bringing our mind, body, spirit into connection through gratitude, by balancing our emotions so that we can clearly create what it is that we want from a quote unquote magical place, right? That's the alchemy aspect of this. But we have to make that conscious choice. Because we're seeing alchemy twice, we've seen her before, but I'm going to reread her to you because, and I opened it up. I didn't read it to you yesterday, but I kid you not. I just picked up the book and it's on her page. So this bitch wants to be heard. I mean, I don't mean to call her bitch. That's like a term of endearment for me, honestly. But I opened up her page. I don't know how many times we've seen her this week or this month, I'll say. She was here yesterday, but I feel like she was here also on Friday of last week. So she's trying to get a message across to my viewers and maybe even to me that like the power is within us if we want to stop, pay attention, slow down, and actually access it, right? So alchemy says this. The path you are on is about to go through a very powerful transformation. Nothing is how it seems. You have an opportunity to take a big leap in your level of consciousness. It is extremely important that you focus on letting go of any negativity and beliefs that no longer serve you. You have access to the energy of alchemy, which can transform the most challenging experiences into incredible gifts and miracles. Meditate and take action. Meditate, that's the Four of Wands, guys. Four of Swords. Meditate and take action. So meditate would be the Four of Swords card we're seeing here. Taking action would be that underpinning Seven of Swords. But don't take that action too quickly before we're not clear in our mind through this Four of Swords. Does that make sense? Meditate and take action on your higher goals and dreams. They are on their way to coming true. All right? Remember what I said earlier. We have this weird portal happening, ending out in a full moon in Gemini. Full moons are always about abundance, our creations being full and finishing out. So keep that in mind. Let go of your expectations. What is about to appear can surpass anything you have dreamed of. The most important part is that you are prepared and ready to receive. The energy around you is very potent at the moment. So make sure that you are using this time as productively as possible. Give yourself time for prayer, gratitude, and celebration. All of that can be found not only in that Seven of Wands that underpins all of this, but also in that Four of Swords. There's a form of gratitude and celebration in celebrating one's own self by taking that rest and going inward. Now, the action for alchemy, and we've seen her twice, so she's doubled down on us, right? She's the underpinning, but she's also showing up again today to remind us we're in charge of what we want to create, guys. Rub your hands together vigorously for 40 seconds, then place your hands a few centimeters apart. Visualize a golden ball of light. Focus your intention on what you would like to create and place this intention into the golden light. Then move your hands towards your heart. Feel your heart expand and grow full. Ask your higher self to guide you towards your deepest expansion and evolution. And remember that asking your higher self or your higher power to do that was yesterday's grounding stone, which was the word angel, right? An angel to me is an outside spiritual being, whether it's an ancestor, an angelic being, your God, a higher power of some sort, or a higher even your own higher self, connecting to that part of you and then asking it for assistance and guidance to get you where you need to be. It's all available to you guys. Let's look to the grounding stone. And on the grounding stone is generosity, which is on Tiger's Eye. Generosity to me in this situation is like being generous to yourself, to give yourself this downtime, give yourself this introspection, give yourself this belief in yourself and this ability to take the time to understand what it is you truly desire, want, and need in your life. That's going to bring you honest and true. I don't know if happiness is the correct word, but to make you feel more complete, more whole, more self-sufficient, more capable. That's what this is about this week. That through that generosity to yourself, you also give that gift to others because you are a better version of yourself in the process, and you're able to be there for others in ways and capacities that you've never been able to even be there for yourself. Does that make sense? So ground in that generosity and that kindness of spirit towards yourself, call upon your angels, and make this happen today. That is your forecast. It is an incredible week. Please tune in tomorrow. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share this out to all of your social medias. Let people know about me. My alchemy is I want to voice into being. I want to grow this channel. Please help me do so. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm excited to see how these cards change this week. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.